You know how some things they say get better with repetition? I'm really hoping right now this applies to YouTube videos. I put up my first video last night and it was pretty bad, but I imagine you got to start somewhere, so that's where I started, and here I go again. I'm playing a little bit on my hunter here, and going to talk a little bit about my history in World of Warcraft. My first character I created was a holy paladin. Well, it wasn't a holy paladin back in vanilla. It was just kind of paladin with talents spread over 3 talent trees because I was a complete and utter noob at the time and had no idea what I was doing. And I ventured around a little bit, played a little bit of different stuff. I came back to the Paladin many times for many different durations, but the reason why I'm playing on my Hunter right now and giving this background is because Hunter was the class that I wanted to play because it looked fun, and having a pet seemed to tank for you, seemed to make things a little bit easier, and just generally speaking, I thought he looked cool. So, but the thing is I didn't want to play a dwarf, and I did not want to play a night elf because I don't like their starting area. I like humans. I know, terrible, right? But that's the class I like to play. I mainly play humans. I have a couple Worgen. I have a couple Draenei, but mainly I like to play humans. I don't PvP, and it's not for anything like that. It's just I like their starting area. I like their the look in general. I feel like I can be more immersed in it because I'm not a dwarf and I'm not a night elf. So always wanted to play a human hunter, but since that wasn't really a possibility for me, I went with other classes from time to time. And when the chance came for me to play a human hunter, I immediately jumped on it, and I immediately started playing him. When Cataclysm pre-patch hit, I managed to level my hunter all the way up to max level while I was right before the patch came out. So, and I played my hunter, liked playing hunter. I always wanted to be a survival hunter. Kind of switched to other specs a couple times because just survival had times where it was good and had times where it was bad, times where it was ridiculously easy and was not as fun to play. So I switched to I think marksman has been my other go-to, but it just I've always wanted to play survival because I like the idea of a melee hunter had a very big appeal to me. I like the theme of it. I like the idea of having this you know, guy with a pet who's using, you know, traps and things like that. It seemed really cool. And when Legion started to come about and they talking about having a melee hunter class, I immediately jumped on it. And I have to say I like it for the most part, but I think Blizzard could have really done a better job with it. I think their first iterations, they had the right idea, and they just ended up, I don't know, it got too complicated or something, and they gave up. They decided it'd be easier just to leave it like this. I don't know. I think they could have put more focus on the interaction with traps and maybe some better animations with the melee skills. But I'm not horribly disappointed with the way it turned out, but I think it could have been better. I think that some of these talents and skills and abilities would probably be better suited for Beast Mastery. Um, Flanking Strike. Coordinated attack on a target where you deal physical damage and your pet deals physical damage. If the target's attacking you, your pet will gain 50% increased damage and a 400% increase in threat. Otherwise, your attack will deal 50% increased damage. Sounds like a pretty Beast Mastery type of spell. I got it. You got to have some kind of interaction with your pet as a survival hunter, but I don't know. I think they could have done it better. Um, I think that traps should have been a bigger focus. I think making like they had like a turret in the beginning. I thought that was great, and then they like scrapped it in the alpha, and it just left me like wanting something better. But I do like some of these abilities. I do like that I have, you know, the talents like Dragon's Fire Grenade. There's a sticky bomb with a knockback. There's, you know, you have the traps. Other hunter classes don't have traps. I think that's cool, but it could be better. It could be better, but then again, it could be worse. We could be like Beast Mastery Hunter with, you know, that horrible, horrible rotation that you don't even have to think about. So, I don't know. I'm happy. I like playing at Hunter. I don't typically play DPS classes because I usually find myself in the role of a tank or a healer, but it's my thing I like to do when I'm, getting a little burnt out, which tends to happen if you're not, I'm not in a super hardcore raiding guild. I don't, we have been at times raided frequently, but it seems like over time it's become less and less, and raid leadership tends to dwindle, has its ebbs and flows, but I'm not, I'm not gonna. I've had times where I've led raids, but I have life, and I don't want to like make this a full-time job type of thing of being raids. And if I play this game too much, my family will hate me. So I try and keep it to a certain degree of minimal. But I do like to play, and I do like having fun while I'm playing, and there are definitely elements of fun. And when I'm feeling like I need something to just zone out on or not have too much stress over, I like to play DPS. I like to play my hunter, and it's fun. And I think even with the current iteration of survival being what it is, it's still pretty fun. I mean, I can play this and talk at the same time and just kind of somewhat focus on what I'm doing. That's good. I mean, it's a game. You're supposed to have fun. It's not supposed to be so much about work or stress or all that other stuff that sometimes can happen. So it's fun. I like it, and I'm probably gonna in my hierarchy of leveling things, I'm probably gonna end up playing my hunter. Probably not maining him at any time, but probably playing him quite a bit after I get my tank and my healer leveled up. So yeah, it's fun. I like it, and I would say if you like hunters and you want to play a hunter, I'd say give survival a try. See if you like it. It's not terribly complicated, but if you time things up right, you got really good DPS, good AOE. Contrary to what you may read in forums or whatever, I think the AOE's been pretty good, even though it's fairly limited. A lot of your spells are on cooldown. Explosive Trap has a 15-second cooldown. Dragon's Fire Grenade has a 30-second cooldown. Carve has a bit of focus cost, but it does good damage to just about everyone around you. So I like it. I think it's pretty good. I think if you would like traditional hunter type stuff and you don't want to go back to being melee, having melee on a hunter, I'd say the next best option is definitely marksman. Marksman's like a combination of the old survival hunter, and with some of the marksman stuff to it, but it's pretty good. I like it. It's a little reactive for my taste. I like survival better, but it's definitely worth playing. But yeah, Beast Mastery, I just can't do it. It's just, it's painful to play. Besides the fact that there's like a ridiculously easy rotation. It's not fun. And I mean, at the end of the day, that's what everything boils down to. Is it's a game. You're playing the game to have fun. I'm sure lots of people will tell you that other specs of the game are more fun to play, and that may be true. I played every spec in the game. I guess I can't throw this trap there. Yeah, now they're going to attack me. Alright, but yeah, I played every spec in the game. I'm terrible at casters. Hunter was the closest thing I had to being decent at playing a caster, but I bet that would work better if I had Growl on. Yeah, Hunter's the closest I've been to being very good at a caster. I've had my times on my Warlock where I played it, but it's just, Warlock is not, I mean, it looks cool in some aspects, but I can't get into playing it. Hunter is probably the only DPS class that I've really been into playing for any considerable amount of time, because there's a couple different types of gameplays that go along with it. But I like it. It's good if you're just not wanting to have to stress. If you want to get into that DPS mindset, Hunter it's pretty fun, and I don't have a lot of downtime. Granted, I'm level 100 and I'm doing freaking Tanan jungle dailies at a 702 item level, so take that with a grain of salt, if you will. But I like it. It's fun, and I think it's worth giving a try. I don't think it should be one of those things that you should just completely disregard. And I think some people think, Hunter Melee, I never like that. I don't want to do it again, and they'll just disregard it. And I think it's worth giving a shot. I mean, it may not be your cup of tea. It's not everybody's cup of tea is playing a class that was traditionally ranged as a melee, but you know, I think it's worth a go. And so far, I've liked it. I never get any upgrades from here. It's too low level. Just doing my daily grind. But I think I'll end on that note. And if you like playing a hunter, leave a comment. Tell me what your spec is. Tell me what your favorite change is to hunters. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and have a great day.